Welcome to another edition of the Hoop Scoop. I'm Jarret Johnson, and man, the Red Raiders just completed an undefeated season at home, 18-0. Very exciting. They finished this season with a 21-game active home winning streak, but the regular season isn't over. We got the Big 12 tournament coming up. We have NCAA tournament there on the horizon, but there's unfinished business. One more Big 12 game, one more regular season game, and it's on the road at Oklahoma State. So what's interesting about this game in my mind is while Texas Tech has won 5 of 6 games overall, 8 of 10, a lot of success, right in the mix for the Big 12 regular season championship if Kansas continues to falter, which they have been, and if Baylor loses again. If Tech can win this Oklahoma State game, and things happen, they could end up in a tie for the Big 12 title. And they look like they've already secured at least, at worst, a 4 seed, but probably a 3 seed, maybe even a 2 seed. So one of the best seasons in Texas Tech history, and they haven't exactly been terrible recently, but they haven't played their best basketball. The loss at TCU was tough. The game against Kansas State, who hasn't had a great season, was difficult. It was probably the toughest home game of the year, though they won. But then Oklahoma State, they're 1-2 their last 3 games, but they're considered to be playing better here recently because those 2 losses were both in overtime, one to Baylor, and then they just crushed Iowa State. They held Iowa State to 36 points, beat them by 20, around 20 points, and they outscored them, I think, 31-16 in the second half. So Oklahoma State is playing really tough, which is interesting because they're in a postseason ban, and their schedule, their record, dictates they wouldn't be in the tournament anyways. But they've played teams tough, and so though the records wouldn't necessarily show it, in the recent win-loss total wouldn't necessarily show it, Oklahoma State is considered to be playing better than they have been, and Texas Tech is on a little bit of a downslide. So there's a lot of intrigue there. There is a lot for Tech to still play for. Like I said, Big 12 championship is in play. The seeding is still very much in play. I believe they're going to be a 3 seed. They're a high 3 seed. But that being said, it's already March, so madness could happen. You don't want to put any doubt in the committee's mind. You want to secure that 3 seed and maybe position yourself for a chance at a 2 seed. So, a lot on the line Saturday when Texas Tech and Oklahoma State tip off in Stillwater. And then Oklahoma State, they're playing the spoiler role, and they've done a good job. They're a big team. They're very athletic. They crushed Iowa State on the boards. Obviously, they can play defense if you hold a Big 12 tournament team to 16 points and a half. So Texas Tech's going to have their hands full. They've been hurt. Shannon's not 100% healthy. McCullough has been plagued by one thing or another all season, it seems like, and most recently an ankle injury. Daniel Batcho's been out with some knee problems. So Texas Tech's been scrambling. They've had to go deep into their bench. They've struggled in second halves, despite winning a lot. And so Tech's going to have to play well. They're going to have to play better than they played. In my mind, they're going to have to play better defensively than they have the last 2 games. I think that's, Tech struggles shooting at times this year. That's a problem. They've struggled with turnovers. That's been a problem. I'm not surprised to see that. But what I've been surprised by is some not typical Texas Tech defense in the second halves against TCU especially, and against Kansas State. So we're going to have to see that lockdown, shutdown defense that we've seen for years, and certainly this year, led by, of course, head coach Mark Adams, who's been the defensive coordinator around here for years and mastermind of this great defense, this no-middle defense. So if Tech can step up and play their normal defense, just go on a streak where they're like 2 for 20 from 3, like we've seen them do a couple times this year. If they just shoot their season average, don't blow it from the free throw line, play their normal defense, which that sounds like a lot, but it's really not. You think about it. Shoot a decent percentage, not terrible percentage from deep. Do okay at the free throw line, and then play your defense. Be who you are. Then I think Tech will have a very good chance of winning this game. I think it's going to be tough no matter what. Now, they handle Oklahoma State. in the first matchup this season in Lubbock, but it's a totally different thing for Texas Tech to accomplish. Now, they've struggled on the road. I believe they're 3-6 on the road this year. But, what's weird is in those wins, you have wins over Texas. You have wins over Baylor, 2 tournament-ranked teams. And, of course, Baylor's a defending champ, and they could even be a 1 seed or, a 2 seed. So, good wins over good teams. Beat West Virginia there for just the second time in program history. It was a very tough game. But then you have some head-scratcher losses where Tech was obviously the better team, but not on that night. So they haven't been as good as they have been at home, obviously. So you'd like to finish the season on a high note, go into the Big 12 tournament, no matter how much weight is really put on that or not. You want to finish the regular season with the W in Stillwater and get some momentum going into the NCAA tournament, which is what it's all about. So I'm interested to see what happens there in Stillwater Saturday. But for now, I want to thank you for watching, and until next time.